Hello, everybody. Thank you for those who've been to the last session and stayed here. Thank you for those who just came in. My name is Menny Barzilay. I am the CEO of FortyTwo, cybersecurity services company. If you know why 42 is an important number, I've asked that and I'm going to ask it again. If you know why 42 is an important number, please raise your hand. Ah, very good. Last time it was only you. This time, a lot of people. And if you don't know, you can ask one of those guys. So this is a very exciting session. We're going to have 5 startup companies who will go on the stage and will pitch their ideas about what they're going to do. And then our esteemed group of judges will decide who is the winner. So we will declare the winner at the end of this session. This is the first of the 4 Years From Now Award Smart City Edition. It has been created to distinguish emerging companies that prove a high-impact mobile solution to enhance the well-being of citizens. This final will bring to the stage the best entrepreneurs and startups specializing in smart urban solutions based on mobile technologies. They will be able to pitch in front of the jury and the audience for being selected as the best startup of 4 Years From Now Award Smart City Edition 2015. If you don't know what is 4 years from now, you might have seen those letters and numbers. 4 years from now, right? It's the most beautiful booth in this whole conference, in the middle, in the center there. 4 years from now is the home of the growing global tech startup community. As a business platform, 4 years from now creates lasting connections among startups, investors, and corporations under the belief that the startup culture is a driving force for change in economy and business. If you want to talk to the guys from 4 years from now, they're here. If you have a startup, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're going to do something exciting, you can talk to the guys from 4 years from now. They are here in this room. And also to those guys who are here with us. Each and every one of them is strongly involved in the innovation ecosystem. They came from accelerators and incubators and different programs to promote innovation and entrepreneurs. So talk to each other, talk to them, talk to the guys from the 4 Years From Now group. Some statistics about what we had and what we're going to have. So we had 120 applications wanted to participate here from 20 countries and 5 finalists. They are here with us in this room and they're going to go on the stage. I want to present the juries. Okay, so we have Beatrice Couture, right? Say hi. General Manager at InnoCité MLT Canada. Simon Sylvester Chaudhuri, Managing Director, Global Future Growth, United States. Nick Searle, Executive in Residence, ENTIQ UK. And we are missing with a very important person who is not here. What? Yeah? No, I don't need it. I have the name here. Bianca Dragomir, Entrepreneurship Lead at Climate Kick, right? The most important person. I forgot your name, I'm totally sorry. I have big problems with names. If I don't write them down, I don't remember anything. So we're gonna start the competition. It's gonna be exciting. Please remember that the guys that are gonna go on the stage and pitch their ideas, it's not an easy thing to do in front of the audience. Please give them a big applause, no matter what happened. Show them you respect them. Show them you respect the effort. I want to call the first startup for today. Sorry? BreezoMeter is the first startup. We're gonna see. Okay, the first startup for today's BreezoMeters. Guys, I'm not gonna introduce you because this is exactly what you're gonna do. Ziv, you're gonna take the stage, right? Ziv, best of luck. And after you'll finish, we'll have 5 minutes to ask you questions. Are you ready? Okay.
The clicker is working?
Yeah. If you want to.
Good afternoon, everyone. Every day, something that we can't see is hurting us and our citizens. 3.5 million people die every year from this invisible problem. Cities all around the world are tackling this invisible problem, spending millions of dollars on trying to fight this invisible problem of air pollution. And it was James Baraduk, the former heavyweight champion boxer of the world, who said that there is no point punching an enemy you can't see. And that is why BreezoMeter's mission is to help cities to improve the health and life of their citizens by controlling the invisible problem of outdoor air quality, outdoor air pollution. And I can start by telling you the problems around air quality, around air pollution, that millions of people around the world have been affected on a daily basis, that it costs the OECD $1.7 trillion every year. But I want to focus on the smart city pains. Today, there is a limited understanding on air pollution, on its sources, on how it affects our cities. There is a limited understanding what are the air quality levels in each street in the city. There are high resources today that are devoted to data analysis. Why? Because from the 70s, governments and municipalities has been placing sensors in city in order to measure air quality. But where is the data? Can you know what's the air quality today in Barcelona? I can show you right now in my phone, but if you want, you can come afterwards. Where is the data? The data is inaccessible because government and municipalities are not capable of analyzing this huge amount of data. And that is where BreezoMeter gets into the picture. BreezoMeter solution, we developed a very simple and easy and intuitive platform, a SaaS solution based on web for cities to implement into their system. You can basically get to it from the web or through an API to integrate straight to the city systems. We enable higher understanding on who are the polluters and what is the pollution. This higher understanding enables cities to take smarter actions. What are smarter actions? To shut down specific roads and not the entire city, to increase toll, to optimize traffic, to optimize public transportation, and much more. Together with our system, we offer cities lower and much efficient resources devoted to analyze this data. We do the analytics, we only provide them with the reports, and you will see the amazing system in a second. And then you can focus on monitoring and evaluating the impact. And of course, better urban planning. By knowing the air quality in every corner in the city, you can better plan your kindergarten. Where will be the schools? Where will be the next park? So they say an image worth more than 1,000 words. How much is a video? So in order to get to our system, you can do it. Every city can do it tomorrow. You only need a password and your username. The first thing you will see is the air quality sensors. These are real-time data from New York. These are the sensors, and what you see, the layers, this is the air quality layer. Yellow is higher pollution, green is low. And of course, when there's an air pollution event, you get a real-time alert. We analyze in real time how the air pollution will disperse. And of course, we are able to find the source of the pollution all in real time. And there are many more features to this system. We have the ability to have a fire detection tool. We can have historical data. And we are also working with sensor companies to locate the optimal location for sensors. Probably asking yourself, okay, how these guys, how they can do this? So the basic layer of our data is the air quality sensors, the governmental one. We gather the data in real time. We gather other layers of data, like weather, and like other layers this is basically our IP. We combine them all together in a very sophisticated algorithms that understand how air pollution moves and disperse. And at the end, we provide the real-time street-level air quality data. Accuracy is one of our core technology, is in our core bones. We do not compromise on accuracy, and it's also in our core team. The team is environmental and software engineers. What you can see here is the founders. I'm one of them, but we are complemented by a great and dedicated team of researchers, environmental and software engineers. Our R&D team is based in Israel. We also have a sales and marketing office in San Francisco, where I'm based. We are working with different customers and partners all around the world, from AccuWeather to Motorola Solution and much more. To most of them, we're just providing the data as an API, but what we really believe is that our software as a service solution, the web-based platform that you saw, is the real thing that can help cities to take smarter actions, to monitor and evaluate impact, and to improve urban planning. And by doing that, by making the invisible visible, we can make every pound count. Thank you.
Okay, you have 5 minutes to ask questions. Are you ready? They're going to tackle you.
Thank you for the presentation. I would like to ask you, in what stage of the development of your business you are at this moment? Are you already selling? Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we are already selling. We are in the growth stage. As you saw, we have different. We have much more customers than you just saw. In the few months we entered the smart cities platform. We are now have several collaborations with cities, but we are of course looking for more cities to work with.
So what is the strategy to scale up this business?
So most of our strategy in the smart city is through partners. We are looking to work with partners at the smart cities arena, like as the many companies that you see here, to provide our solution into their own dashboard that are already operating on, because we know that cities is a very long cycle and it can take time. So we wish to work with partners, like Philips, like Siemens, and any other.
And how much would one city pay for a solution like this? Because your main client is the city, right? So how much would they pay?
So we have different packages. It depends on the size of the city. The size of the city determines the amount of calculation that we need to do on the servers. It starts in several thousands of dollars per month, and it can get to much more. Depends on the size.
Like New York, how much would New York be?
I don't want to disclose specific numbers, but it can become more than even 10,000. It depends.
So you guys took my questions, but luckily I had a second question. I'm all about customers and revenue, so for the next companies going up. There's obviously a really big opportunity to collect a lot of data. When I look at startups, I really like to see, you have a good first product, but how are you going to use that product to collect data and leverage it for an even better second product? So what's your second product going to be?
That's a great question, because actually I can tell you what our first product was, and still. So our first product, when we started, we thought about the API, about selling the data, and that's basically what we've been doing till now. We've been selling the air quality data to weather companies, to insurance, to health companies, pharmaceutical, real estate. We have some real estate companies that we are working with. And then the second stage that we thought of is cities. After we launched in Israel and abroad in Asia. Today, by the way, we have data for approximately 30 countries, including Asia, all Europe, North America, Latin America. We've been approached by cities and governments asking us how you do it. We want to see the system behind it. And then we understood that this system actually can be used by cities and governments. What will be the third product? It's hard for me to say it right now. Let's see if the second product succeeds.
Thanks for the presentation. I'm going to have two questions, so I'll make them quick. Number one is, you said you don't compromise on accuracy, but it's not necessarily your sensor data that you're collecting. So how do you manage that? And number two is, how are you articulating the value proposition to your end client? Is this something that they can turn around and say, if I can identify a specific person or entity that's emitting too many bad chemicals, are they then able to take that information and turn around and charge them taxes or something like that?
Okay. So the first question. So today we're using only governmental sensors. It's very big sensors, the size of a car. They are authorized. They are answering the highest standards. They are the governmental one. These are the European Union, the European and the EPA. They basically put the standards on those sensors. So these sensors are very, very accurate. They're unlike the smaller sensors, which are not. Today, we mostly use the governmental sensors. So they can't be more accurate than them. They also, of course, fail. In the beginning, when we just started, some of them, we saw some of them failing, and then we of course, we show some bad results. But then we learn the sensor. We learn when they fail. If it's hot weather, if it's too cold, they fail. So we learned if they fail. But I can say they are very accurate today. This is our only source in the world to understand air quality. And regarding the second question, so what we hear from cities, some cities say, yeah, we can know which plants, which factories emits bad chemicals to the air, so we can find them. Some say we rely on them for economical, they have many employees, labor to the city, so instead of find them, we can, in very specific events, we can ask them to lower emission, to shut down some specific units in order to lower emission. There's some politics involved in it, so it differs. Every city can decide what she can do, but the basic thing is to see the air pollution, to understand its patterns, and then every city can decide.
So just to be clear, are you providing the actual sensors, or you are depending on what cities have installed in their cities?
Okay, so we at our core, we are a software company. We're using the existing sensor and other layers of data to analyze air quality.
Okay.
But we are working with local partners in the sensor arena. We help them understand where the new sensors should be located, and then we analyze the data. Because usually sensor companies focusing on the hardware, and the hardware is very complicated. And,
so it's mostly your algorithm.
Yes,
that
our
is
core technology, the IP, what we have patents on, is the algorithm and the analysis technology.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Thank you very much.
Ziv, thank you so much. BreezoMeter. Wonderful job. Thank you. We're going to move to our second startup. If you're ready, I want to call to the stage Drive Smart. Right? Drive Smart. Ian Alexander Burt, Managing Director, will give us his 5-minute speech. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Go for it.
Well, thank you very much to 4 years from now for having us here. It's a great opportunity to explain what we do. 2 billion drivers run our roads every day, and it's expected that they become 3 billion drivers by the year 2030. And does this constitute a problem? Well, as my fellow speaker just said, cars are one of the big sources of pollution, but they create other problems. 1,250,000 deaths per year at a rate of 2.3 deaths per minute. So in my 5 minutes, 12, 13 people are going to die on the road for some reason. Driving is the 8th cause of death by the World Health Institute. But it's also an economical issue. We spend average in Western countries 111 hours in a car. That constitutes to us an economical cost of 1,500 euros per person. It's estimated that it's going to cost globally 260 billion euros by the end of the year 2030. As my fellow speaker was saying, one driver alone in the United States has an average of 1.9 tons of CO2. He can probably tell you better than us that you need to be under the 2-ton mark per person to bring the climate change down. That means with your car alone, you're taking up 100% of what you're doing. We have to agree that mobility, seeing these facts, is one of the major problems. And we think that changes in mobility are necessary. The automobile industry has done great things for mankind. They've made cars safer, and if we go to the autonomous car, they'll make cars even safer. Legislation has made big changes in making cities smarter, and they're going to make big changes in making cities smarter in the future also, putting money into this. Putting money into infrastructure. It's come a long way, and it's going to go a long way. But has anybody done anything for the driver in the last 100 years? Not much. Driver is a big forgotten piece of road safety, and is driving the driver one of the fundamental parts? We think it is. He's the most sophisticated part of the vehicle. He's the most regulated part of the vehicle. He's the most controlled, punished, and he's the implicated part in the vehicle. And it's the only part you cannot replace. Every other part is replaceable. DriveSmart is about a community of good drivers. We're not here to do things as to the cities. We're here to help drivers become better. We think that drivers have to drive their own lives and make themselves better for themselves. How does it work? Well, very easy. We have what we call DriveSmart 3, which is making drivers safe, social, because driving is a social activity, and making it sustainable. By helping people to learn, improve, earn, and win as they go along in the driving. A driver uses our application and he records his travels. He gets scored by the application, and the application gives back feedback on what things can be changed. He learns and improves with this feedback, and he earns smart coins, or we call them smart coins. He gets rewards coming in from partners that we partner up with to give discounts, vouchers, trying to seek helping people be better drivers. Many industries surrounding the vehicle are very interested in better drivers. I don't think there's any car manufacturer that really wants the autonomous car. Well, we're starting. We're already into business. We're already building this community. We've got 20,000 users already. We expect to be 50 million users by year 2020. We're going to invest very heavily in marketing. We're opening in 62 countries. We are operating in 62 countries. We have 6 brands which are partnering with us. And this is our team. Thank you for your time.
Wonderful. Wonderful. 5 minutes of questions. Here you go.
Okay. Who are you selling to? What is your business model? Who are you selling the data to?
I'm not selling the data.
So people pay for to get the application?
Nope. What we are doing is we're passing on offers from our partners down to the customers, down to the users. We can actually make a selective marketing by knowing that you do 30,000 miles a year. I can sell you tires of a specific type because you need that specific type. I can give you a discount in petrol, and every time you take petrol, you're buying 50 liters, I'm giving you 2 liters for free, so I'm getting a commission off of the petrol company.
When do I operate this app?
You don't operate it, you install it, that's it.
You install it, and so every time you get in the car, it just triggers on, and what happens if I'm just driving slowly versus walking slowly?
Well, when you walk,
quickly?
you have a pendular movement. Accelerometers on the telephone know that. We know that you're walking. We know you're running. We can tell if you're playing badminton.
So if I'm sitting in a car versus sitting on a bus?
We know because of the itinerary and where it's stopping. We know what buses do and what cars do not do, so we can tell that way.
Thank you.
I very much like the look of the UX and UI on it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty skeptical about crowdfunded apps. So yeah, what's your strategy for community engagement? And then I have to ask as well, second side question is, you really don't think the autonomous vehicle will be disruptive and by the year 2020 and disrupt your 50 million predicted users?
Not even close.
And so what about, and why not? And then what about how do you get crowdfunded community engagement?
Well, when they ask me this question, I normally say, you know that ABS was patented in the year 1938. It got built for the first time in the year 1964. It was only mandatory in the EEC last year, and only 25% of the active cars on the road have ABS. So I think if something so reasonably good for driving has taken so long to come in, I think that autonomous cars are still quite a bit away. And also, can anybody have a phone call without the system coming down on them and breaking them up? How are you going to trust vehicles' lives on something like that in the short term? I don't think 2020 is even close.
Yeah, I get that. And you were talking about partners before. Can you talk about who those partners are? Because I think maybe you skipped over the slide. And what the kind of deals that you have with them.
Yeah, well,
and also how do you want to scale your partnership? How do you get many more of those partners? Because that's where you make your money, right?
yes. Well, the first thing people think about when they hear about this application, it's insurance telematics. And we do help insurance companies, and we are talking to insurance companies. Insurance companies have loyalty plans, very big loyalty plans, and we hook on to those loyalty plans and build around them. But we have Cepsa, which is a big petrol company, which is part of the INTIQ group, which is a big Saudi group. We have Six, which is a big German group. We have Zipcar, which is a big rental company, depending on... we are talking with McDonald's, Midas, we're talking with Banco Santander. You can see there's quite a few of them up there, and all these have interested. We're trying to help bridge between the industry and the driver, because when you buy a car or when you buy something related to a car, and how you use it is not very coupled. And that's something that we think we can help the industry with.
Thank you. If you don't see autonomous car as a threat, then what would be the main bottlenecks, the main barrier that that there is for your business?
It's obviously what we were saying, engaging the user, and it needs to be something about gamification and being able to attract the user. Why would I put this on my telephone? Why would I use it? That's our main barrier, and that's what we're fighting with. That's why we're trying to make it social. That's why we're trying to make it sustainable, so the drivers can drive towards other things, not just being analyzed or being judged as drivers.
You got 15 seconds.
So are these partners just paying you directly, or how are you actually getting paid?
Well, some of them are paying us for marketing actions, because we are passing down information through the application on, you've been driving for 30,000 miles, do you want some new tires? I get paid for that, for advertising, but it's not just advertising, it's surgical advertising. I'm selling that offer just to the people that need tires. If somebody does 100 miles a year, I wouldn't sell him tires.
Thanks.
Thank you very much for this wonderful presentation. And we are moving on. We had 3 to go. Our next startup is smartcity.link. The person who will give the pitch, please come to the stage. Jonathan Rodriguez is the CTO, right? Yeah. Best of luck.
Okay, we're ready. Hello, everyone. I'm Jonathan, CTO of Smart City Link. Smart City Link is a project born from Xarxa Ambiental, a non-profit company with the aim to integrate people at risk of social exclusion in the service sector of public administration. So, while performing this work, we found out that it's difficult to collaborate without a common link within all the information that flows through the city. The companies have proprietary software with no compatibility between them. Our proposal for the smart city, it's an open system that brings together the different players in the city through the smartphone. There is a daily common problem that all companies that are offering services to the city are facing, and it's the lack of information. It's pretty obvious. It's usually more expensive to figure out how to service that actually do it. Let's make an example. One of the questions that may arise when you have to provide that kind of services is how much it will cost to fix the containers of this neighborhood. And I will think, how many, what kind, or what happened to them? At the time, we wonder why there is no common platform where different companies could collaborate with each other without data duplication, technical enough to serve that companies, and simple enough to take into account social organizations and citizens. So, here we are. Today, we present our open technology in a web browser or mobile phone that enables collaboration between the common data and the proprietary system of every company involved, and an indicator system as data heritage for City Council. But how is that helping everyone, right? It's a system that allows the council to manage the city services and companies through the same platform. Companies can collaborate with each other and between their own services to optimize them, increasing the quality and decreasing the cost. Social organizations can be connected with the companies and the council to have a global vision of their future opportunities and being able to improve their integration efforts. And giving rise to citizens to review so companies can calibrate and target their services based on data-driven decisions according to public perception, thereby saving while putting resources where it matters. And citizens can see in real time how their contributions are improving the city, promoting good practices toward greater care of the environment. And how it works. Smart City Link is a system that connects any element of the city through NFC technology and allows anyone without technical background to operate, report, or consult information about any urban element or service around it. Our whole system is based on a basic principle, simplicity, based on simple interactions that takes the users through specific and usable interfaces. But what's behind it? The platform shows us the information through a powerful indicator system that is bringing information together, information that can be shared between users. That screenshots are showing us real information, fruit of the collaboration of companies, Barcelona Council, and social organizations. Information that boosts the responsibility and implication of every worker. Smart City Link is here to improve communication and efficiency to better and smarter cities. Thank you for your time.
That was wonderful sound effect. Everybody enjoyed it. We're gonna have 5 minutes of Q&A. Are you ready?
Yeah, right.
Let's do that.
Thank you for the presentation. I like very much the idea of engaging and taking into consideration the perception of the users. I would like to ask you about the innovation component of your product with respect to what else exists in the market at the moment and the market trends.
Okay, there is a few ones. Let's switch. Yeah, I'm on. There is a few ones. It's an open system. It's using technology that exists already, and it is connecting everyone. The concept is innovation itself. It's not inventing anything. It's like using resources in a clever way to offer better results it's proven already. It's working.
Can you share with us in which markets you are using this and what is your next market that you want to explore?
Yeah, we have 8,000 points in Barcelona and 25K in Catalonia, and we can expand everywhere easily. We are like in
What's
in
your next
pilot.
market? Next
Europe.
country?
Europe,
Yeah.
mainly Europe. Could be capitals. It could be Berlin, could be Rome, Paris, London.
Very, very nice graphics. I hope you didn't pay too much for it. Because to be honest, I didn't fully get it. Maybe I didn't pay good attention, but I really was trying to understand. So can you tell a little bit more about, so you have 8,000 points in Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
What are those? Are those 8,000 users with smartphones or sensors? And then the other thing, of course, the money question, how much would a city pay? And if you prefer to not talk about what Barcelona is paying, if they are already paying, that's of course interesting. But maybe you can talk about another city, or what would it typically cost, or things like that.
Yeah, the thing is 8,000 NFCs, and it's every smartphone can read that tag. Every person with a cookie, or anyone if the council want it. And it's free for the council. Our goal is to integrate people at risk of social exclusion. It's a non-profit company. So we are giving tools to communicate everyone involved in that. So we are offering services. That's the goal, to offer service with people at risk of social exclusion. And the NFC is a cost really, really, really small for the budget of a city. So it really costs nothing. It's about giving a service to social services.
Yeah, the city gives social service, but if you
No,
want
I mean.
I understand the city gives a service, but in the end, if you want to roll this out in other cities, they will need to pay you, no?
Okay.
The city
okay.
will need to
Yeah.
pay you, no?
Thing is, to implant that in any other city, we need two things. A city that wants that because it's improving how they are maintaining the city, and social organizations that, like a partner of us. And then we give the pattern that it's already working, and it's easy to use for their people, it's easy to use for the managers, and it's just, you're getting the point now? Yeah. Okay, thank you.
I really like the concept. It has a lot of layers, so you're going to have a lot of challenges. I feel that so it's a non-profit model, so it's not okay. Because for investment, we need to see where revenue is going to come from. Just to repeat for the last people presenting. So let's talk about data openness. So it seems like there's participation by different groups that will be using it. So in some of those groups might be private companies, correct?
It could, yeah, they are.
So in terms of customer acquisition and getting private companies to participate, have you found difficulty in Barcelona, or do you foresee difficulty in having private companies be open with sharing data?
Yeah, there is private data, and is public data too. Depends on the council. They say, I want to know that, and I want all the companies to know that information. You have to share, or that's up to you. That you have to find the right balance always to make everyone happy or effective. But yeah, it's challenging. It's not that easy. The concept is powerful. It's obviously powerful, but you have to fight for this open technology to really convince that we are making something good for people and for the city.
I think it's a great idea. I think it's bold. Work on nailing down the value propositions for every party that's participating. So good luck.
Thank you.
We're out of time, but I'm still struggling a little bit here. So it's not city workers that are going to be end users. This is actually the general population that's going to be end users on this.
That
Right.
depends on the council. Mainly is for workers on the city. But if the council want to listen to the people, if they are complaining about something, you open the cookie like real time, and they can interact with the sensor.
And why aren't you charging the city for this?
Why, sorry?
Why don't you turn this into a revenue-generating company as opposed to a nonprofit?
Because that's a little bit long to explain, but it's because the company that grow that project, because there is a non-profit company, and without any interest, it was really powerful to implement because we're really doing the right thing. And then it's a non-profit. Of course, there is people working there, and we are making a living from that, but all that you get, it's about making the project bigger. It's about it.
So what you would ideally want is to be able to sell it to other cities so that you can actually pay for your operation costs, and as a not-for-profit, you would like to grow the team and grow the project by financing this by actually selling to other cities?
Yeah, it's about that. It's about that. But the main goal, if we copy the pattern, and you make people at social organizations to work in different cities, you are making a good labor and you are making a good project. And yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful, and indeed wonderful graphic in the presentation. We had 3. We're going to have 2 more. Number 4, Mapillary, right? Come to the stage. Present yourself.
Hi. Okay.
So, hi everyone. I'm Pau Gargallo from Mapillary. And Mapillary is a service for crowdsourcing street-level photography. So images are great. We all love images. They tell us much more than maps. They tell us stories. They let us know how the world is and how it evolves. And that's probably why mapping companies are mixing their maps with images. And how do they currently do that? They pack cameras and laser sensors and GPS onto expensive hardware that they put on cars or helicopters, and then they drive that around. And they take pictures and they mix that with maps. And it works all great and we love it, but it's very expensive. Not everyone can afford to do that. Not every municipality could do that by their own. So only the big players are really doing that at the global scale. So Google is probably it's definitely the one that has more coverage for street-level photographies. That's their current coverage, which covers most of the Western countries. It has a lot of calls outside the Western countries. But even in Western countries, we find things like this. This is Bjärred, a city in Sweden, which turns out to be the hometown of Mapillary founder. And as you have seen, you can see that here, the street view car passed by, but it didn't drive all of the streets. So the question is, how do we get all of the streets of the world in a map? How do we get pictures of everywhere? And at Mapillary, you have a proposition for that, which is that everyone can take those pictures. We all have phones in our pockets. We all go through all the streets in the world every day. The streets are full of people with cameras. So we just need to empower them so that they can take those pictures for our map. So you can go with a bike or walking or just standing by and taking pictures or even just driving. And you could be collecting data for a map. That's what we did in Bjärred. A single person drive that place with a smartphone, and we got that covered. And this is how it works. We build an app, a phone app, that lets you take pictures, one every 2 seconds. It records your GPS position, and it automatically uploads the pictures to our servers. On those servers, we do the work, and we put that on a map that everyone can share and explore. So you can go anywhere and see how it looks like just by looking at the pictures that people uploaded. To make this work, we are building computer vision technology that lets us work with the images. We blur faces and traffic license plates. We detect traffic signs and metadata that might be useful to store. And we also connect the pictures of the same thing so that we understand how to show you the pictures in 3D. This is how it looks on the web. You have a map, you click, then you can go and see one picture. And once you are in a picture, you can just start moving in 3D as if we were there. And all of this is done by pictures contributed by users. We never drove that street. We just let people upload their pictures. We match the images from all users at any time, so you can move from winter to summer seamlessly. We also match the pictures from all times, so you can see things evolving. Like in this case, the building you see is just getting constructed, and we see this just by browsing user pictures. To make this work, what we are doing under the hood is to reconstruct what you see in the pictures. We are reconstructing this in 3D, and that's what allows us to do the motions that you see. It lets us move you around, and it also lets us place the data that we extract in 3D on the map. Okay, so I'm running out of time. I will just say that this is really working. We have already 42 million pictures contributed by users. Maybe that 42 is a message. And we covered like 1 million kilometers, and that's been running for 1 year now. This is the coverage for some cities. And this is the kind of pictures we get. We get a lot of pictures from roads and streets, that's the easy one, but we also get pictures of anything that our users find interesting to share. So we have beaches, forests, or other stuff. The community is mixed from, we have a community which ranges very different type of users, and I'm just gonna finish, but tell you how are you gonna make money out of this. So we are a software as a service platform. We have 3 categories of offerings. First is selling the data, so selling the images themselves, but also selling the data that we extract from the images. The second category is selling the platform itself, so you can have private repositories of images if you wish, or you can integrate our platform with your current GIS solutions. And third category is consumer, like end user related products. We are gonna develop as long as we have the coverage that we require for products for end users. And that's it. I hope you will join us in mapping the world. Just pick your phone and start taking pictures. Thank you.
Wonderful presentation. Thank you so much. Are you ready for your 5 minutes questions?
Yes, please.
Go, guys.
Okay, can you go back to your slide about your price structure? So,
Yep.
can you give me more detail? I'm not sure I'm getting.
Okay. You want the specifics of the pricing?
Yes.
Okay, that's what we are offering now, which is free, means that's for the service. So we have all these 3 categories. The pricing you see there is for the service part. Okay. Here there's no pricing for the data we could sell. Okay. So this is just if you want to use our platform as a service. Okay. Which means you can upload your pictures and not share it with the rest of the world, and just have your inventory. Let's say you're a municipality, you want to record the states of the traffic signs or the traffic lights in your city. Okay. You can just take your pictures, use our platform, we put them up for you in a private repository, and you pay for that.
Okay.
And that's, if you're a city, for the volume you are gonna have, that's gonna cost you $1,000 per month.
For any individual that would use that instead of Street View from Google, it's free.
Yeah, so all images we gather, we offer them for free in a Creative Commons license. You're free to see those images. You're not free to use them to extract metadata from that. If you do that, you have to pay us for the data.
How many standard customers do you have?
We have, depends on what you consider.
How many are paying you $1,000 a month?
We're starting to have that. So we started to offer the 1,000 price like 1 month ago. So I don't even know the number, but they are in the 3 month.
Free trial.
Yeah, in the 3 month trial, so it doesn't really matter.
How many are in that 3 month free trial?
I think it's gonna be like 10.
Sorry?
It's gonna be like 10.
10.
Which we are contacted personally, and we are working with them and seeing how they see the platform.
And they are cities, they're municipalities, they're...
Yeah, there are parts of cities. We have also railway companies for monitoring the railways, so putting the cameras on the trains. And we have public park companies also, documenting the path on public parks in Cleveland. We have we selected a few customers to try different markets.
I'm very impressed. You guys have done a good job on your app. Seems very engineeringly challenging. My first instinct is, my first concern is, I have an app that I use that I like a lot. It's called Instagram.
Yep.
And I think one of the things that Instagram has fooled us all with is the fact that they can geotag any picture you take and have already an extensive user base. Mm-hmm. So have you thought about that?
Yeah.
And what would prevent them maybe from coming and competing?
Yeah, so we tried growing our user base using social features, so letting you share pictures. That's what drives Instagram users. They want to share their pictures. What we are finding is that our user, they are not this kind of, they are not looking for this kind of social interaction. They are looking for documenting their thing. They want to share their space. So our typical user will take his phone and take 1,000 pictures in a row. He will just go to one street that he wants to share, and he will take 1,000 pictures. You will never get an Instagram user to do that. So in Instagram, you can have like the entrance of a bar. You have that already in Instagram. If you want to have the whole street, you need motivated users that want to do that. And that's what we are getting. We're getting few of them, but very active.
A bit like Wikipedia. No?
It's exactly. So there's Wikipedia for encyclopedias. There's OpenStreetMaps for maps.
Yeah.
And OpenStreetMaps doesn't have the image layer. So we are trying to be this public image layer that everyone can contribute to.
Have you ever considered, or is it even possible to combine your data with the Google Street View data? Or
okay. Here we would have license issues. So from the technology point of view, we accept any kind of images.
Yeah.
You can take it with your phone, but we could ingest the Google Street View data, for example. That's no problem.
Yeah.
But the license don't allow
they would want you to pay. Okay. How many times did Google try to acquire you?
No, not yet. The company as a company was founded probably 2 years ago, I would say, and the seed funding was like 1 year ago.
So I understand you're not making money, of course, because you are in the free trial.
I mean,
yeah. So congratulations for staying alive after 2 years. I would like to ask you, what is the revenue that you are estimating from, well, let's say in 1 year's time?
Okay.
How much money are you going to make in 1 year's time?
We don't have numbers. So current plan is run for Series A. Okay. So we are now trying to acquire the first paying customers. As I said, we are picking the ones.
How many paying customers will you have in 1 year's time?
Personally, I have no idea. I don't think.
What is your ambition?
I mean, my ambition is to have all the municipalities doing that. So we are really cheap with respect to the alternatives. Like paying 1,000 per month to have your images of all your city, that's nothing. So our vision is to have all municipalities or anyone that needs geo-tagged pictures.
All municipalities of Spain, for example?
No, we are totally global. So the company is actually Swedish. The goal is all municipalities of the world.
What is your role in the company, just to qualify?
Yeah, sorry, I'm a computer vision engineer.
Okay.
So I'm a researcher, computer vision engineer. So all these numbers,
sales guy will know, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
I can tell you who knows exactly this in the company.
I bet. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. 42. Very good. So we had 4. We're going to have the last one, and then we're going to choose the winner. The last one have a very promising name. It's called the City Game. Who's going to go on the stage? Are you ready? Okay, go.
So, greetings everybody. My name is Justinos. I'm the co-founder of the City Game. And there we go. Okay, there you go. So, yes, cities are about infrastructure, about technology, but also, as some of my fellow speakers here said, cities are about the people as well, and what they can actually do to help the cities become better. And I'm actually fascinated about many events where a lot of people, a lot of citizens collaborate for a bigger cause, for a meaningful achievement. In 2008 in Estonia, 50% of the population gathered together and cleaned all forests and parks in one day. We all know the Ice Bucket Challenge. It spread like a virus and managed to raise $100 million in donations for ALS. And Wikipedia, the largest knowledge base of mankind, is built entirely on people's free will and time. But when it comes to very small things that we need to do, like turning off a light, recycling, or helping somebody in our society, in our city, we're not really that effective. And the reasons are because small actions like that feel like they're a drop in the ocean. We don't really know the effect of them. Sometimes we forget, and sometimes we claim we don't have time to do them. But what do we do with our time? We play games. We spend a large amount of hours every day playing games. But this is cool because they're fun, they're addictive, they're engaging. But what we have to understand is the reason why they're working. They're basically designed to hook us up. They're designed to engage us by using this hook pattern, which means that they trigger you in very specific moments of the day. They make it very easy for you to make an action. They instantly reward you, and every time you do this loop, you're building up upon for something bigger. So this is what we're doing. We're building this hook mechanism to motivate people, to motivate citizens to do one good thing every day. And the way it works is very simple. We are provided with missions on a daily basis. And those missions can be around simple home actions, recycling, helping people, or engaging with your city. And once you choose one mission, you can learn a few things about it, why it's impactful and important. You take a picture to verify that you complete the mission. And then you can share and challenge what you did with your friends in the same way that Ice Bucket Challenge did it. Essentially, eventually when you finish this mission, you get points, and those points can represent the social status of how good you are, but they can also be redeemed for rewards. So we work with cities with an annual fee, depending on the size of the city, comes from 10 grand to 50 grand. And essentially, the cities use this as a tool to promote their initiatives and to engage and reward their users. They have different initiatives all over the place, and each one of them cannot be really engaging. So by having everything under one platform, they can engage them with one mission and take them to others. We've launched a few months ago, actually without the help of a city. So we went out in the wild, we got 5,000 downloads, but what's most important for us is that we already have 10,000 deeds completed. And that what proves that to us is that we have users that are engaged. We are engaging our users. A significant percentage of them are going and completing 3.5 missions per week. But most importantly, most of our users open the app daily. And why this is important is because it provides a ground for cities to run their civic engagement programs. They might already have programs where people report problems, they discuss, they give ideas about what they're doing, but it's very difficult to engage those people because how often somebody is going to do that? Well, if you actually have a user that is using the application, a citizen that likes to do good and likes to offer, then you also have him there, his eyes on a daily basis. Also, given that cities again are using other applications as well, we can integrate with apps and platforms to direct points and rewards whenever they're using these applications to actually be rewarded in ours. So thank you very much.
Wonderful, thank you so much. Ready? We're gonna have 5 minutes of questions. Go, guys.
Thank you for the presentation. I would like to ask you, how are you going to grow your business, and if you could give us 1 or 2 milestones that are you're foreseeing in the next 6 months, let's say.
Right. So our main focus at the moment, does it work? Yes. Okay. So our main focus at the moment is to really figure out the virality factor that we have within a city. So assuming that a municipality promotes this to its citizens, how fast can it grow and how fast can it take a significant amount of the population, right? So there is the scalability in that part, which we have to work at, and then there is the B2B part where we have to go to cities and convince them to use it. So now we are piloting with a couple of small municipalities in around Athens. Hopefully, in 2 years, we're going to get 2 or 3 major capitals to work with us.
Quite amazing metrics, I have to say, right? 5,000 downloads. That's not the amazing part. The amazing part is from only 5,000 downloads, you have so many actions, right? And my question was about if you could talk a little bit more about the integration. I understand in APIs integration, but can you give like specific use cases when this integration would be interesting?
Smart Drive, right? There you got it. Whenever a user actually installs an application like that, he can be rewarded. Whenever he uses it, he can be rewarded because essentially he's helping his city. He's doing the one good thing every day. So that, or if you have like, there's tons of these applications where people report problems, right? Yeah. The main problem is engagement. So if they get rewarded for every time they use it, there you have it.
So you actually answered my first question, which is about the size of the city. So it sounds like you're beginning with smaller municipalities.
Yeah.
And then you intend to expand, though, to larger cities?
Yes.
So I think smaller cities are a much better audience for you.
Exactly.
So the next question is on terms of the user identity, the user profile. What is the age demographic? What's your typical customer look like?
Typical customer is above 20, surprisingly, but it goes up to 28, 29. So what we are having right now, and the reason is because we tapped on some already existing networks of do-gooders, if you may. So we actually got that kind of specific demographic, which surprisingly was not really helpful in terms of virality, because they have this specific culture where they want to do something, but they don't want to brag about it. So demographic is going to be a critical part for us to see which exactly we're going to tap. But the cities have all the spectrum, so I guess.
How do you come up with the daily missions?
How do we come up with the daily missions? Awesome. So initially we have a certain core of missions which are there to happen every time, like users can do it at any point. We have user-generated missions, so somebody can propose and say like, okay, we have this, for example, in Greece right now is a problem, there's refugees in a lot of squares, so people can post up a mission saying, okay guys, why don't we gather food and clothes and take them to this square? Cities have their own admin panel to upload missions, and then we're partnering with NGOs for like bigger causes. For example, for blood donation, bone marrow donation and stuff like that, we work with the NGOs.
And how do you, I guess, administer the user-generated missions?
Yes, of course. We just screen them. Obviously, we are now going to introduce a feature where a mission before it goes live, it's going to be moderated or voted by the users in another environment.
Who are your competitors?
Our competitors. I think in terms of how to sell to municipalities, it would be the civic engagement platforms in case that the municipality that doesn't really understand the need of engagement. So if I go there and I have a civic engagement platform, they are usually going to think that they have something similar, but they won't. I can recall something that motivates people then to do a good thing every day in that wide spectrum.
I've seen the concept somewhere on a hackathon or a jam or something like that. So you're saying today there's no other games?
Maybe it was us.
That maybe you got. How long were you in Barcelona before?
No.
No. Okay. But so you're saying there's nobody doing exactly this?
There's this company called. There's company. Actually, it's a Spanish company. It's called Social Coin. They're actually building this coin, but they're working on a real coin basis. Yeah.
No, it's a similar cause, but
yeah.
Thank you so much. So now you have all the information that you need to decide. You may start the deliberations and decide who is the winner. At that time, I would like to call to the stage Aleix Bass. He is the managing director of 4 years from now and director of entrepreneurship and innovation for Mobile World Capital Barcelona, and a very good friend of mine. The stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. It's working, yes? No? Now, yes. Thanks, everyone. You don't want to be in your shoes for the judges. The pitching has been amazing, and the startups, congratulations. An amazing project. We have seen so many different things. I'm supposed I have to speak to entertain you. This is my job at 4 years from now as managing director, jump on the stage and entertain the public. That is my principal role. Before, I want to ask you for an applause for my team that has been working really hard for these days to put together the 4 years from now village, the competition. They are around. Mainly the females on the team are always dressed in black. We don't know why, but always go dressed in black. And they are an amazing team. Congratulations. Another time, an amazing job with this first edition of 4 years from now, Smart City Edition. I would really like to see all of you for our next big event. Is the Mobile World Congress one. 4 years from now, Mobile World Congress. We're expecting more than 12,000 people. We have almost sold out all the space. It's going to be 2.5 football fields of startups exhibiting from around the world. 3 days in a row during the Mobile World Congress. All the mobile industry will be in the city, and it's the perfect time if you have a startup for mobile, or not in mobile, just in digital, because mobile is everything. This is a really nice marketing tag for Mobile World Congress next year. It's really, really good. When a marketing director say mobile is everything, is that I don't know exactly what to put on the tag of the event. But anyway, it's a marketing thing. And I would really like to invite you, all of you, to see you in February in Barcelona. Barcelona always is a good excuse. It's a city that likes to come and to visit. This is an advantage that we play. 4 years from now is here just to help entrepreneurs to be able to do two simple things. Sell your product or service, or sell your company. Everything we can do to help startups in this way is a place where we would like to get a piece on that. We have more than 25,000 startups. I have 1 minute. Okay, perfect. And I'm finishing. I hope I didn't bore you so much. And let's go for the important thing. Who is the winner?
You need to be here because you're going to give the reward. Just stay here. Okay, the tension is high. And what we're going to do now, because I'm waiting for the results, when I'll tell you, we have to have drum roll. Obviously, we don't have any drummer here, so everybody will have to go. Right? So when I'll tell you, wait. And when I'll declare the winner, you will obviously applause and say, wow, everybody didn't expect this to be this company. We're so excited. Thank you, everyone, for all the subs. I want to thank you at this point for coming on this stage. I know it's not an easy thing to do, and pitching and talking to this crowd and making our day very interesting. And I'm just waiting for the results. So what's going on, guys? It's very important.
Can you explain the 42 thing? It's really easy.
Oh, the 42. Okay, so I will explain to you why 42 is an important number. If you know, again, please raise your hand. If you know why 40, okay, I will explain that. So I'm not sure if you read the book or saw the movie, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And in that movie, there's a race of aliens in another planet who builds a huge computer to calculate the big answer to life, universe, and everything. So they say to this computer, you are the strongest computer in the world. What is the answer to life, universe, and everything? And the computer goes, I can calculate it, but it's going to take 7.5 million years. So they are waiting for 7.5 million years, and after that, they're coming back to the computer, and they ask him, okay, we've waited for so long. What is the answer to life, universe, and everything? He says, I'm going to tell you, but you're going to be disappointed. The answer to life, universe, and everything is 42. So they look at it, they don't understand what to do now, and they ask it, well, what should we do with this information? And he says, what you should have asked is what is the big question for life, universe, and everything. So they ask him, okay, what is the big answer to life, universe, and everything? That question. And he goes, I don't know. You need another computer to calculate this. And that's basically it. I recommend everybody to read this book. It's a very important book. And now, yes?
Now we have
Yeah, we have it. Okay, hide it, so no one will see. Hide it. So this is just to make sure this is the winner, right? Are you sure that this is the winner? Whoa, no, just kidding. Everyone, we're great. So, drum roll, please. And the winner for the 4 years from now Smart City Awards is Mapillary. Woo! Come to the stage. Congratulations. Go to the stage. Thank you so much. I want to thank you all for participating. I want to thank our jury, our judge, Bianca, Nick, Beatrice, and Simon and Aldo. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your very brilliant answer. Thank you to all entrepreneurs. I want to ask all the entrepreneurs to come on the stage to take a big picture. If you were in this competition, it means a lot. Come here, we'll take a big picture. And thank you, everyone. See you at the Mobile World Congress 4 years from now. Oh, okay, sorry. And there is a video. We're gonna see a very interesting and very important video. You should watch this video. Okay, big picture.